Good day. We are here to present our study entitled Impacts of Distance Learning on Accounting Students in the National Capital Region. During the research proposal, the panel provided the following remarks and recommendations. First suggestion was to shift the study's focus from comparing accounting students' academic performance before and after the implementation of distance learning to factors that may significantly affect the respondents' academic performance during the implementation of distance learning. Second, in gathering the demographic profile of respondents, the researchers should eliminate the location as it was already specified in the scope and limitation that the study will be conducted on accounting students in the national capital region. Third, in the survey questionnaire, indicate to which level of evaluation, such as reaction, learning, behavior, or results, the factors belong to in accordance to the theoretical framework Kirkpatrick's four levels of evaluation. Lastly, with the study shifting its focus to accounting students' academic performance during the implementation of distance learning, the two-tailed test should be replaced with independent t-test.
Statement of the problem. This study aimed to determine whether distance learning has affected the academic performance of the accounting students. Specifically, the study sought to answer the following questions. What is the profile of the accounting students in terms of socioeconomic status, internet connectivity, and internet speed? How may the performance of the accounting students be described during the implementation of distance learning in terms of reactions and learning, which consists of course grasp, quizzes and examination, and student interaction? Lastly, is there a significant effect of distance learning on the performance of students when grouped according to profile?
Now, let's proceed to the methodology. For our research design, it is in line with the descriptive quantitative research with a sample size of 370 respondents computed through Rausoft. For the sources of our data, the researchers used Kirkpatrick's four levels of evaluation model, specifically the first two levels, which are reaction and learning, as the basis of the measurement of students' performance. The researchers used PSA's recent nationwide survey for the socioeconomic status and used Google Forms as the means of distribution to the accounting students within NCR. For the data analysis, the researchers used descriptive statistics and frequency distribution for profiling, and independent test, simple mean, and one-way analysis of variance or ANOVA for comparing the means of the data per profile. The Likert scale is used in evaluating the performance of the students in the questionnaire.
Let us now proceed with the results and discussion. Table 1 displays the frequency and percentage distribution of respondents in terms of their monthly family income. Only 23 or 6.22% of the respondents have a family monthly income of 250,000 and above, while the majority of the respondents' family income is below 40,000 monthly, with a frequency of 162 or 43.78%. According to Albert Santos and Bismanos, a monthly household income of less than 40,000 falls into three categories: middle income, lower middle income, and poor income. This variable was considered on the grounds that recent studies conducted in the Philippines by Villanueva and Nunez have shown that the accessibility of resources will significantly impact the student's distance learning journey and will widen the education gap. Furthermore, some students from middle to low income households do not have internet access and devices. Only 17% of Filipino students have an internet connection at home, according to Albay representative Joey Salceda, while only 3.74% have mobile phones. Moreover, a study conducted by Versemana and Relativo in 2020 revealed that only approximately 5% of students have internet access at home stable enough for online learning activities. They further added that being in a third world country, even middle class citizens face resource constraints. Table 2 shows the frequency and percentage distribution of respondents' internet connectivity. The majority, 285 or 72.03%, use wired connections such as fiber, DSL, or cable, while 85 or 22.97% use wireless connections such as data connection. The findings contradict those of Chong, who indicated that internet access or connectivity is one of the difficult aspects of distance learning. Illustrated in Table 3 is the frequency and percentage distribution of the respondents with respect to their internet speed. The majority of respondents, 144 or 38.92%, have an internet speed of 25 Mbps to 49 Mbps. 123 or 33.24% of respondents have an internet speed of 10 to 24 Mbps, and 42 or 11.35% of the respondents have an internet speed of 9 Mbps and below. This variable was considered because of the concept of a homework gap, which describes the barriers students face in their education when there is no access to an internet connection stable enough for online learning at their homes. Moreover, a study, as previously mentioned, a study conducted by Persimana and Relativo in 2020 revealed that only approximately 5% of students have internet access at home stable enough for online learning activities. This is supported by a survey conducted by an independent research firm called iOptions Ventures Corporation, which found that more than half, or 67% of parents, 84% of teachers, and 71% of students choose unstable mobile data or internet connection as the top challenge among all the challenges encountered in distance learning.
The next table is the assessment of the respondents' performance in distance learning in terms of reaction. The respondents have a good performance in distance learning in terms of reaction with an overall mean of 3.07. This variable supports the remarks by Al Adwan that if the online learning environment is appropriately constructed to have a beneficial impact on students' academic performance, they will be more inclined to fully integrate themselves into the learning environment.
Table 5 illustrates the assessment of the respondents toward their performance in distance learning pertaining to learning. In terms of course grasp, all items were rated good. It means that the respondents have a good ability to define the core concept of the lessons, ability to link the theoretical concept to practical applications, and good final course grades given. Likewise, when it comes to quizzes and examination, the respondents also have a good score and ability to solve and understand the problem presented. Furthermore, in response to the students' interaction, the respondents have a good ability to participate in the class session, and they are very good in attendance and complying with the requirements on time. As a whole, the overall mean of 3.22, the respondents have a good performance in distance learning pertaining to learning. This supports the argument of Ali that online learning should change the classroom environment from a teacher-controlled to a learner-controlled environment. This means that students should be more reliant on their own strategies on how to cope up with the lessons at hand.
So next up is Table 6 with comparison among the learning performance of the respondents in terms of their family monthly income class using one-way analysis of variance or ANOVA. It was revealed in this table that there's a significant difference between and among the performance of the students in distance learning when grouped according to their family monthly income class, with a family monthly income of 100,000 pesos to 249,999 pesos monthly having the highest mean out of all with 3.56, while the respondents of the family monthly income class of 40,000 pesos to 59,999 pesos only getting a mean of 2.92.
Comparison between the academic performance of the respondents in terms of their internet connectivity using independent sample t-test. Table 7 presents the comparison between the academic performance in distance learning of the respondents in terms of their internet connectivity. Independent samples t-test was utilized to determine the difference. It was revealed that there is a significant difference between the academic performance of the respondents in distance learning as shown on the table. This means that the academic performance in distance learning of the respondents using wired connection with a mean of 3.21 and a standard deviation of 0.77 is not statistically the same as that of the respondents using wireless connection with a mean of 2.70 and the standard deviation of 0.82. It indicates that the respondents with wired connections or Wi-Fi performed better than with wireless connections or data connection. This is in correlation with a study that found that the availability of distance learning is becoming a distinct challenge for those that undergoes it. Leoncheva, 2018.
Next up is with comparison among the learning performance of the respondents in terms of their internet speed using one-way analysis of variance. The respondents with an internet speed of 50 Mbps and above performed better in distance learning, further emphasizing that better infrastructure and access to learning, even when distance learning is fully implemented, will have an impact on the performance of the students. So in conclusion, this study aimed to determine the impact of distance learning on the academic performance of the students and the significant difference it created when the results were grouped according to profile. The researchers concluded on the following data. First of all, when grouped according to profile, family monthly income class of 100,000 pesos to 249,999 pesos performed better than the rest of the family monthly income classes. This is shown on the result as students coming from this bracket having the highest means in terms of academic performance. Next up, we have with internet speed, it was revealed that there is a significant difference between and among the performance of students in distance learning when grouped according to internet speed, with 50 Mbps and above being significantly different in terms of performance than those having with 9 Mbps and below. And lastly, this study finds that there is a significant difference in academic performance of accounting students in the National Capital Region when terms of wired internet connection is statistically different from wireless internet connection, with the mean of 3.21 versus with the mean of 2.70. With this in mind, the academic performance of the accounting students in the National Capital Region when socio-economic status and the state of access of the internet is factored into the assessment. Presented with such results, the researchers reject the null hypothesis.
For the recommendations, the accounting professors can see how the results showed that the students from low-income earning families have lower levels of academic performance. Having and giving considerations to the students' economic status in submitting their task and activities and providing an alternative to live discussions like pre-recorded videos would help students catch up with the discussions when they have the means to do so is the best solution they can consider. The school administration can also provide some kits that the students can use in an online setup, as this could create an impact in their studies. They can also revise the curriculum and the approach to accommodate the needs of their stakeholders, leaving no students left behind. Lastly, the future researchers can consider researching on other factors that can create an impact on the academic performance of students in an online setup. This would help the administration and students in addressing different problems encountered by accounting students during online setup. So that's it for our presentation. Thank you.